Netflix offers many great movies over the web. However, when they're suddenly expiring, we, the customers, are warned about them rather late. So I watched a lot of movies in the few days before New Year's Eve. So this is me reviewing 14 movies in 12 minutes. But next time around, I will get this kind of review out before, thereby giving people a heads up rather than just more of a memorial service about what it is that has expired. Street Fighter 1994. A terrible movie full of bad jokes, which makes it somehow more watchable. I actually like this film. You can tell that the cast knew they were in a bad movie and just had fun with it. The movie is largely the story of how they go from their everyday clothes to the outfits their characters have in the Street Fighter games. How will Chun-Li end up in a dress with her hair in double buns? How will Ryu and Ken replace their business suits with karate pajamas? How will E Honda lose his shirt? All intriguing questions answered by this movie. The Naked Gun, 2 1/2, The Smell of Fear, 1991. This is a fair comedy. Some of the slapstick sucks, but you'll find some bits you like. And I miss this style. Lots of sight gags, over-the-top stuff as reality breaks down in strange ways. Lots of comedies these days avoid that kind of stuff, and those that do it aren't the kinds you'd want to watch, like Wayne's Brothers comedies. I'm Gonna Get You, Sokka, 1988. Speaking of those unfunny Wayne's Brothers comedies, this is one from 1988. This one's actually kind of better than some of their later works, though. You gotta give it that. It's crammed full of old African-American actors like Bernie Casey and Isaac Hayes playing tough guys as they try to take back their neighborhood from John Vernon as Mr. Big. It's okay. I do like Steve James as Kung Fu Joe. Wargames, 1983. A great movie about a smiling war computer that may cause nuclear war. And it does, as the movie ends on a bleak note with the entire world destroyed in a nuclear holocaust. Or maybe Matthew Broderick uses tic-tac-toe to save the world. It's a bit preachy, but not in a way that pisses you off. One of the best films of the 1980s. Return to Me, 2000. A man falls in love with the woman who received his dead wife's heart. Then his wife controls her from beyond the grave to act out her twisted desires. No, I think just that first part happened, in this film. Just that first part. It's a sweet film without being too saccharine. Carroll O'Connor's last role before he died in 2001. He is the Irish grandfather of the transplant recipient. His Irish brogue is quite impressive, and it may be one of his best performances ever. There are things I could criticize this movie for, but I don't want to bring them up because it touched me. The Private Life of Sherlock Holmes, 1970. The boredom that normally plagues Sherlock Holmes between cases evaporates when a ballerina asks him to become the father of her child. This blurb that popped up on Netflix and drove me to watch this film is entirely misleading, as it refers to the pointless first part of the movie that is completely unconnected with the plot of the rest of the film. The real story is about an amnesiac foreign woman who is searching for her missing husband. A truly bizarre, invented Sherlock Holmes story. It features the Loch Ness Monster,
midgets,
Trappist monks, and the weirdest thing of all, Queen Victoria. It does that thing where Dr. Watson is basically a moron and more like Holmes's pet than equal. I hate when they do that. How did I ever get my medical degree? What? It's an okay film. Christopher Lee. Tales from the Crypt. Demon Knight. 1994. I adore this movie. Good versus evil, trapped in a hotel by demons, the fate of the whole cosmos on the line. If that key is taken, let there be light is ended, and the darkness returns. A lot of character actors and actresses that I like. Billy Zane is charismatic and sadistically evil at the same time. Jada Pinkett Smith is Geraldine, one of the few people who can resist the temptations of the demons. It's not an overly long episode of Tales from the Crypt. It's an epic film about the struggle between light and dark. Love the practical special effects, and the framing device with the Crypt Keeper is fun since he's a movie director. Tales from the Crypt, Bordello of Blood, 1996. It's about a vampire brothel. It's kind of exploitative. Will you see tons of breasts? Yes. Yes, you will. That having been said, it's a pretty solid movie. The scene with Dennis Miller and Chris Sarandon wiping out a room full of vampire prostitutes with squirt guns filled with holy water while Ballroom Blitz plays may be one of the greatest things ever filmed. Enough said. The Faculty, 1998. In this decent retread of classic sci-fi, the teachers start acting really strangely. All-star cast among the teachers, by the way. Then it starts to spread to the students as more and more of them are acting out of character, as if something terribly wrong has happened to them all. Changed them. A classic story idea, and with Kevin Williamson as the writer for the screenplay, you know the dialogue will be witty. Brick, 2005. Terrible. Absolutely awful. Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character seeks to find the whereabouts of his missing ex-girlfriend, traveling through various social circles to try and piece it all together. None of the characters feel real. Their dialogue is frequently indecipherable, either because they mutter or mumble what they say, or because it is so loaded with film noir slang that you have no idea what they are saying.
I couldn't hear him without being seen, and that would only biff their play. Just to know it's there, let it ride, see what comes of it. But anyway.
It's an attempted film noir that falls flat. If any hipster starts telling you how wonderful this movie is, just smile and nod until they shut the hell up. Killer Klowns from Outer Space, 1988. Because poor literacy is... No, you will not steal from comic book reviewer Linkara. You're better than that. Am I really? I don't know anymore. I mean, what do I know? I'm just one of the voices you put on. I'm still you. That's true. Anyway, Killer Klowns from Outer Space is an enjoyable movie that got the taste of brick out of my mouth. It combines horror with comedy and falls more on the comedy side. You know it's not the best movie ever made, but you have fun watching it. It does have some actual scary moments. Everyone always brings up the shadow puppet sequence, which is awesome, but I actually think the ventriloquist scene is far more chilling.
Don't worry, Dave. All we want to do is kill you.
They try to justify how clown aliens can exist by suggesting they visited once and our concept of clowns comes from them. They give a couple other explanations, but you know it's a ludicrous idea. Don't try and logic it out, just watch it and laugh. I like the Terenzi brothers.
Are you Debbie's roommate?
Altered, 2006. 3 friends capture an alien and bring it to an old friend who knows the most about them. They want vengeance because 15 years earlier they were abducted by these aliens and torturous experiments were conducted upon them, and one of their friends died. I like that it has the usual stereotypical southern rednecks, but then they flesh them out and actually treat their characters with respect, dignity, and sympathy. After all, they really try to show that these guys have guts. Several feet of them. That's an intestines joke. You'd have to see the movie to know what I'm talking about. Gritty, dark, and somehow realistic feeling. It takes place in one setting most of the film, yet it doesn't feel held back by that. It just makes it stronger as the evil is there in the home. I liked it. Worth a watch. Leviathan, 1989. It feels like a clone of The Thing to me. Deep-sea miners discover a sunken Russian ship and unleash something horrible. Incidentally, the downed Russian ship isn't very far from their underwater station. They really should have noticed it before the last day down there. Hey guys, I moved the hat rack. Look out for this portal.
Is that a ship over there? That is a ship over there.
More action movie than horror, given that it's not scary at all. Leviathan is an okay movie. I do like the company story thread, because while they're trapped down there, they keep hearing the company say they can't get them out on time, as suspicious as it sounds. Sets are gorgeous, and the underwater sequences look very realistic. Session 9, 2001. A crew of asbestos cleaners scrambled to clean out a massive, abandoned mental hospital. Things go wrong. Session 9 builds to a great final act with most of the major characters isolated from each other. The setting of Session 9 is part of the core of what makes this flick work. It is one of the most unsettling looking places you could ever imagine, complete with its own cemetery around back. Dialogue feels realistic, and for once, the acting of David Caruso feels real. It's as if he had 9 sessions of acting lessons.